Now, there are several questions being asked right now of the Kerala government because, mind you, while the Travancore-Devaswom Board is an autonomous body, it comes under the state government. You even have a Devaswom minister in Kerala. This was a protest that was held by the BJP earlier today. And joining me on this broadcast right now is the Kerala BJP chief, former Union Minister Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, you held a protest earlier today. And what we're seeing right now, the revelations that have come to the fore on Sabarimala, the multiple levels of corruption are shocking. All of it from years ago also coming to light. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, if you're with us, what do you make of what's happening? Who is responsible, sir?
No, look, it is shocking. I mean, it is an understatement to say it is shocking. I mean, I've been in Parliament for 18 years. I was the one who broke the 2G scam in Parliament. And so I have become reasonably immune in a sense, or at least thick-skinned about political corruption because you see so much of it around. But that you would see a day when a sitting government would, with the constitutional responsibility of overseeing Devaswam boards under Article 25, actually be responsible for looting gold from a sacred shrine like Sabarimala. I frankly never had the wildest imagination that in my life I would live to see a day like this. And it is horrible, it is horrifying, it is shocking, and it is absolutely a reflection of the political culture, this anything goes kind of a culture that has certainly been prevailing in Kerala for many years, but has taken a certain different dimension and velocity over the last 10 years under Pinarayi Vijayan. And for him, Hindu baiting, going against Sabarimala was something that he saw as being politically useful for him. So when you create a culture like this, where attacking Hindus and making Hindu temples vulnerable or susceptible to political pressure the norm, then I suspect that you are also opening the door to all the brokers in your party and your government to do this kind of criminal activities. And so it is where, it is what it is today. And our party is very clear about this, that we want to see the guilty identified. We want to see them prosecuted. And we believe strongly that this is not something that just started in the last few years. There is a long history to this. And we have asked for an investigation for the last 30 years of all the Devaswams and all the temples, because there are now new reports coming out that other temples have also lost gold. Other temples have lost land. Approximately 25,000 acres of temple land have been stolen. So it is an issue that needs to be investigated, if not for our sakes, at least for the sake of all the Muslim devotees of Kerala.
The Hindu devotees, yes. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, you refer to political corruption, but the government also says we're completely shocked. The Devaswam minister says he wasn't in charge years ago, so how can you pin it on the government? What's your response to that?
Yeah, Akshita, I've seen too many cases of politicians play the surprised act. I've seen this in during the Congress time, during UPA, when we had worthies like Montek Singh Ahluwalia and Chidambaram and Kapil Sibal say, how can there be spectrum scam? This is a zero loss scheme. Look, I'm immune to this type of political response because we know that a crime has happened. There is no question about the fact that there is a crime that has happened. A crime has happened because it is their own government system that is now admitting, and the High Court has taken cognizance of it, that 4.5 kgs of gold has gone missing from Sabarimala just in the last 6 years. So what has gone missing before? What else has been stolen? Which other temples have fallen prey to this type of looting is a matter that is a legitimate question for any Malayali, any citizen, even if he is not politically aware or is aware or she is aware, is a legitimate question that is to be asked in a democracy. A crime has been committed. Who is the criminal? Who is the beneficiary of this crime? What is this criminal going to face? What penalty is he going to face? Who's going to prosecute him? These are legitimate questions when a crime is committed, Akshita. And so this is not to be seen only through the prism of politics. And I certainly if I'm sounding agitated today, it is not because I'm a BJP party president or I'm a BJP Karyakarta. It is because I am an Ayyappa Bhakt. I have gone there for 20 years to Sabarimala. And the last thing that I all thought about was that I should worry about the gold in Sabarimala being stolen by people close to a state government. So, look, forgive me for being a little worked up about this, but this is an issue that is deserves being worked up.
No, I understand your anger as an Ayyappa devotee and of every devotee essentially at this point, because, you know, it's something, of course, that's a matter of emotion also for every devotee, that this is what's happening in Sabarimala. And
Akshita, I want to ask you to interrupt. It is an issue that every genuine Malayali who's interested in the functioning of our democracy is concerned about. Because if a state government that is elected on the plank of everything will be okay, 10 years ago, Pinarayi Vijayan's promise to the people of Kerala was Ellavum Sheriyavum. That means everything will be made okay. And we have seen the last 10 years exactly the opposite. So this is not just about Ayyappa bucks. It is also about this pervasive culture of corruption that seems to be corroding and holding our state back.
You're saying that, you know, one religion is being targeted here, or that, you know, this is Ayyappa devotees being targeted. The state says, look, we're as committed to ensuring the welfare of Ayyappa devotees, to looking out for what's happening in the Sabarimala temple. They're citing the fact that an Ayyappa summit was also held, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar.
Now, what can I say? I mean, when the 2G scam came out, Kapil Sibal scrambled and said there is a zero loss. When the coal block scam came out, P. Chidambaram, the India Alliance partner of the CPM, said coal is in the earth. How can there be a scam? Look, this justification of every corruption scam that comes out is an age-old practice by those who have been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. It's neither new nor is it novel. Now, for Pinarayi Vijayan, and I today read out a speech that he made during as his opposition leader in 2006, and he said, and I'm paraphrasing in English, he said that those in public life and those in government must have a sense of accountability and also must have a little shame when they do the wrong thing. And if you have both those things and a scam is committed, you will resign. This was his words to the then Chief Minister, Oomen Chandy of the Congress, when Oomen Chandy was caught in corruption. Now, these words have to be read back to the current Chief Minister, that in politics and in democracy, when people believe you and give you a mandate, you owe them a sense of accountability, and you also should have a sense of shame when you do something wrong, when you betray the people. Now, both those aspects are not in display as far as this government goes, and that is why people are asking him what was good for the goose in 2016 is surely good for the ganders in 2024. You laid out some principles, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, in 2016. Live by the same principles in 2025, now that you're the CM.
There's also, of course, a huge debate over freeing temples from government hold. It's something that I've seen in Tamil Nadu, also neighboring to Kerala right now. Do you think that there is a similar debate in Kerala as well, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, about whether temples should be freed from government control? What do you think about that?
No, look, I want to make 2 points about this, Akshita, and I'll make these are very responsible points, and please don't misunderstand this for some random religious commentary. Number one, it is clear to me, and I'm sure it's clear to most people who dispassionately look at this issue in Kerala, that there is a clear reverse discrimination happening against the Hindu community. And I ask you a very simple question. Why is it that in a state that has got many, many religious shrines of almost every community in the state, why is it that the Hindu temples are the ones that are being constantly targeted for looting, corruption, and malfeasance? Number one. So I would argue strongly, Article 14 of our Constitution guarantees non-discrimination for everybody. Why is it that the Hindus in Kerala are being discriminated? Number one. Number two, the broader point about state and government. Now, you mentioned the Ayyappa Sangamam that the government of Kerala organized. This is the same government in 2018 that wanted to destroy the traditions of Sabarimala, that has registered over 3,000 cases. Those cases are still pending against Ayyappa Bhakts. They did not withdraw even one of those cases before they had this Ayyappa Sangama. And in this Ayyappa Sangama, totally unprovoked, totally without any reason, the Chief Minister says, those who expect the state government to give up control of Devaswams should stop dreaming, because we will never give up control on the Devaswams. Now you know why. The state control of Devaswams is because, just like the Congress and the UPA wanted control on public sector banks, this is a piggy bank that is being looted by the CPM government. Point number one, this is absolutely unambiguous, and the activities and what has come out in the last 5 days just prove me out. What we are asking is not for relinquishing state control of Devaswam boards. The BJP's point here is, if the state government is regulating a Devaswam board, then the state government should be accountable for that regulation and oversight. They should hold themselves accountable. There should be transparency. The Devaswam vigilance reports for the last 30 years have not been made public. Why not? We are asking for the Devaswam vigilance reports over the last 30 years to be made public. So we don't have an ideological view on whether temples should be controlled by and overseen by governments or not. But certainly when the governments do oversee temples and Devaswam boards, they have to be accountable for that oversight, and they should not be predators of the Devaswam board. They should not loot the Devaswam board in temples, as is happening in Kerala today.
So then, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, when you talk about what's happening in Sabarimala, do you think the rot runs right up to the ministers? Because the government right now is saying that, look, this was on the part of the Devaswam board, that officers of the TTB are involved, that this has nothing to do with the government, the ministers. What do you think?
Let us not be naive. The CPM, the entire ideology about the CPM, okay, Marxist ideology of the CPM, exemplified by the dictator Stalin and Mao Zedong, nobody in that system can move a step without their big bosses saying move a step. This is the CPM. They have killed and maimed and used the politics of violence like no other political party has ever done in the history of Indian democracy. So to feed me or to put a story out there saying that it is some small guy in the Devaswam board who had the guts and the temerity to somehow undermine this all-powerful chief minister and these vicious, violent Marxist cadre and go do a private corruption scam of his or her own. Well, I wasn't born yesterday, nor was any Malayali who's listening to this born yesterday. Nobody's buying the story. In the CPM, unless the chief minister says, do this, nobody does anything. Unless the minister says, do this, nobody in that ministry or that department will move a finger. So this is the CPM. This is not the Congress. The Congress has a much more federal form of corruption, where each minister can do his thing and fill his pockets, as you can see in Karnataka. But in the CPM system, centralized control of the political leadership on their cadres, on their government setup is a known fact. There is empirical evidence, there is real evidence, and there is a history of facts to prove that. So if somebody is trying to feed a story today that there is some junior guy responsible for this multi-crore corruption, multi-year corruption, sorry, but the Malayalis are not buying it, and maybe somebody else may in Moscow or in China or Beijing, but certainly not in Kerala.
It's a big allegation to make, because what you're suggesting then is that this goes right up to the Chief Minister of Kerala. The Kerala High Court has stepped in. They've ordered an SIT investigation into what's happened and where this missing gold is. Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us here on India Today.